In this video, we will introduce you to Polkadot and explain how it hopes to handle the key issue of blockchains talking with one another. So be sure to continue watching this video to learn more. We'll be talking about the tokenomics of the DOT coin and what they signify for the price in the future. When it comes to cryptocurrency, names receive a great deal of attention, yet they may be a little bit weird at times. The Polkadot blockchain term may be particularly helpful in explaining what the technology is all about to newbies. This project as a fabric design, Polkadots, is a good way to start thinking about it since it has a blank backdrop with a few distributed dots, and is a good starting point. This is related to the fact that crypto is now considered unfriendly by the public. Many of these are competing to accomplish similar functions by leveraging similar blockchains that are operating in isolation from one another. The first dot on each of these blockchains may appear to be little, but it is actually merely just the beginning. Polkadot is establishing an ecosystem that complements current dApp infrastructure while also providing new opportunities, as seen by the platform's over 400 projects implementing smart contracts, oracles, NFTs, DAOs, bridges, privacy, gambling, IoT, DEXs, and other DeFi solutions. Polkadot is significant because it allows us to link all of these strands together. Imagine a Polkadot field the size of a football field. You may start connecting them by drawing lines between them. Each dot represents a separate blockchain, and connecting them all with lines links all these distinct projects. You may be asking yourself, what problem does this genuinely solve? Well, one of the most serious issues that we find in the crypto world is a lack of what is known as interoperability. The issue is similar to what existed in early personal computers before the internet. We have a swarm of blockchains floating around like stars in space, with no means to communicate with one another. Polkadot is essentially a tool that makes it simple to establish and link blockchains. Computers were amazing, but the ability to transmit and receive data between two distinct computers, as in our example, really got people on board. Polkadot believes that the same will be true for blockchains as well. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and all the other major chains may be fantastic in their own right, but they must be able to seamlessly connect with one another. Think of the Polkadot blockchain as a neighborhood as we get into it, since it acts as what they term a layer 0 function. All of our blockchains are effectively individual houses in our own crypto community, but how can all of these houses receive power, water, and roads so that they're all connected? Polkadot aspires to go beyond stacking various blockchains and simply providing a simple mechanism to join them all together. This layer 0 foundation aims to simplify the creation and use of blockchains. Dr. Gavin Wood, one of the co-founders of Ethereum and the developer of the Solidity smart contract language, is the creator of Polkadot. In mid-2016, Dr. Wood began working on his proposal to create a sharded version of Ethereum. In October of that year, he produced the first edition of the Polkadot white paper. Dr. Wood and Peter Saban of Parity launched the Web3 Foundation in 2017, a nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting Polkadot's research and development as well as overseeing its fundraising activities. Polkadot's inaugural token sale was held in October 2017 at the Web3 Foundation in Switzerland, with cash distributed through a spin-all second prize Dutch auction. The original 10 million DOT old supply was sold for $145 million in slightly under 2 weeks, and the Web3 Foundation picked Parity Technologies to create Polkadot. Dr. Wood and Judah Steiner formed Parity Technologies, which is recognized for maintaining the Parity Ethereum client as well as Substrate, the Polkadot programming platform. Moving on, the Polkadot's network native token is DOT, which has a plank as its smallest unit. In contrast to the fixed supply monetary policy of protocols like Bitcoin, DOT is also an inflationary token. With a current supply of about 1 billion tokens, this is meant to reward the network by dynamically changing according on user involvement rates. DOT has a variety of essential purposes across the ecosystem, from governance to staking, parachain auctions, and crowd loans, in addition to fulfilling auxiliary services as a transferable token. So now we have a basic understanding of how it works. How does Polkadot operate in practice? Well, Polkadot is essentially just a proof-of-stake blockchain that connects to other blockchains. They're all linked, but how do they become linked in the first place? I mean, how do they stay linked, and what does that mean for those blockchains to be connected? We'll respond to each of these questions by discussing two of Polkadot's most important features: the network's relay chain, as well as several parachains that exist inside of it. Think about it this way. The Polkadot network is structured as a hub and a spoke system. For those unfamiliar with this metaphor, it simply indicates that there is one central point from which many diverse branches emerge. The relay chain is the hub or core for Polkadots. This is the network's foundation, where all the parachains join together to establish consensus. Polkadot is a proof-of-stake blockchain, which means that validating nodes, or those who wish to participate in the network, must stake at least 10,000 dot coins, which is the Polkadot's network token. On Ethereum, it's similar to Ether. This assures that individuals certifying the blockchain have a financial stake in its long-term success and will not attack or defraud it. As a result, when all of these validators reach an agreement, it happens immediately in the relay chain. But if Polkadot's goal is to connect many blockchain and dApps, how can these entities keep their own distinct rules and use cases? Well, that's where parachains come into play. The spoke section of the hub and spoke concept that we described earlier are the parachains. The parachains go out and do their own thing, whatever the unique blockchain use case is, before returning to the relay chain to sync things up. Polkadot's creator, Gavin Wood, compares the procedure to working in an office. Employees in a workplace will have their own unique characteristics. They each conduct their own duties, but they occasionally get together and sync up, coordinating their work through meetings or phone conversations. The parachains are simply timed to meet up with the relay chain on a regular basis to ensure that everything is secure and on the same page. In reality, Polkadot's appeal stems in large part from its shared security. Instead of needing to establish your own network, get funding, and figure out a million other aspects, Polkadot makes it simple to rapidly and simply build up parachains, reducing the feedback loop time. You can see right away that Polkadot is set up to respond quickly to new ideas and experiments, making it incredibly resilient and in some respects anti-fragile. The Treasury and the Kusama are the two key instruments that allow it to modify and adapt rapidly and completely. Kusama, the Polkadot's test network, according to Gavin Wood, has a live fast, die young mentality and enjoys chaos. To combat the negative perception that comes with being a crypto project, most blockchain initiatives highlight their dependability and security. This isn't to argue that Polkadots aren't dependable or secure, but rather they understand when and when to explore and adapt. Kusama is essentially a social network for practicing. In fact, several blockchain networks offer features like this, allowing users to try out new ideas before they are introduced on the main network. The unique aspect of Polkadot's test network, Kusama, is that it actually stakes. The risk and quantity of money are considerably smaller than the real Polkadot network, but it provides enough of an incentive for individuals to not mess about too much and instead attempt things that are ready for the real world, but also a bit dangerous. Also, Kusama isn't simply a junior version of Polkadot's varsity platform, since it reveals which features are working and which aren't, and it has a big impact on the growth of the genuine Polkadot network. Kusama is essentially a Pokemon test network. However, I'm afraid the engineers will be offended if I mention that. But let's get into the Treasury now. The official Treasury is helpful because you can rest assured that when you use the blockchain to conduct transactions, the fees you pay support the network as a whole. These funds can be used for community growth and outreach, marketing, security, and software development, among other things. Those who wish to make modifications can pay a deposit to the Treasury, and their money will be repaid if the adjustments are accepted. Polkadot obviously seeks to promote itself as a platform for innovation, interoperability, scalability, and experimentation, from its Treasury and Kusama to its core foundation. It's a new concept in the crypto industry that might wind up being one that binds everything together and creates a big linked crypto ecosystem. But that brings us to the end of the video. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope you found this video entertaining, and we sincerely hope that you gained some insight. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as always, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video.